Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. And today we're going to be talking about breaking through doubt and how I found confidence to show up and succeed. And our guest for today will be Isabel Vargas, and she will be joining us in a few minutes. But before we dive into our topic, so let me introduce myself. Hi, everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but according to reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner. I also want to remind everyone that every Tuesday and every Thursday we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business, all you have to do is register in any of the register in the website that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and I'll send you the invitation to watch the webinar. When you register into the webinar, you will receive an email that will have the link to register for the live webinar. So it will take you to a page that has two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. Since our live webinars are every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. Um, Also, you have another link for the replay. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You have a replay to watch it at your own convenience. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So on the webinar, so you're probably asking yourself, what is on the webinar? Okay, so on the webinar, you will find out, how our online business plan works. And also you get to hear from the panelists that I will show you in a few minutes, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. Okay, so let's see who were the hosts and panelists for today's live webinar. So for today's live webinar, we had as a host, Merlita. She's a manual osteopath. And our first panelist is Taylor. She's a registered nurse and ER nurse. We also have Jennifer, a school bus driver. We have Karen, a former wedding planner. We have Ashley, a construction manager, and Shital, an educator, and Kelly, an ex-principal recruiter in MNC. So as you see, we have different professions, different backgrounds. Some of them are doing the business full time, and some of them are doing them on the side. But they all have something in common, and that is, they took that leap of faith to change their life and their family life. So our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And our replays has subtitles in several languages. Okay, so now you know what to do. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business, just register in the website that appears on the screen. Okay, so let's bring our guests to the studio. Hi, Isabel. Thank you for coming.
Sorry. Hello, Sandy. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you. Would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. My name is Isabel Vargas. I am originally from Mexico, but I live in North Carolina, USA. I am a wife, a mother of 3 amazing children, a grandmother to 2 sweet little boys, but they're very active. And I'm a business owner and a mentor.
Thank you so much. Um, so like we mentioned, today we're gonna be talking about breaking through doubt and then how Isabel found confidence to show up and succeed. So the questions are based on this topic for today. So we're gonna ask Isabel the following questions. So let's go into the questions. Okay, so first question for you, Isabel. Can you share a specific moment when self doubt nearly stopped you from moving forward with your online business? And what did you do to overcome it?
Yes, actually, I probably had more than one moment, but the first one that I faced at the beginning of my business, I was very excited to join this business, and I was moving, you know, I would say slow but steady. But once I came to the part where I had to start doing ads for my business, everything went down, and I was very discouraged because I was like, I don't know anything. I don't know how to talk in front of, in a video or anything. How am I gonna do this? And who will wanna listen to me? So because of that, I put my business on hold for probably, 4 months or so, maybe a little bit more, because I didn't want to face that. I didn't want to do that. And I was like, I can keep posting. I thought that just by posting and creating content on my business page, it was going to be enough. But I found out that I really needed to face my fear. And, even with doubt of not knowing who was going to want to listen to me, I needed to do my ad. And so, I did my first ad. I looked at it and I was like, this is not good. I don't know, I was very afraid. I was just thinking of everybody rejecting, what I had to say and how I was doing my ad. So, that was my first doubt. And because of that, I I wasn't running my business and I didn't know if I could keep doing my business, because I really needed to do my ad to move on, but I didn't want to do it. So one day, I decided to really face my fears, and I'm like, okay, do an ad, but do it with purpose, do it like really mean to do it, not just do it because you have to. And so I did my first ad. I launched my ad. It didn't do that good, but at least it gave me that peace that, okay, you already went through that. You already did it. And now, you can move on to something else. So that was one of my doubts. And then the second one was like doing go lives, like just me by myself going and doing a go live. Because I wanted to do it. I knew that if I wanted to bring more people and really share this opportunity, I had to do these go lives. But the first time I tried to do it, my words, couldn't come out of my throat. My heart was like about to come out of my chest. And I had to, as soon as I pressed the go live button, I pressed it again. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And, how I faced that, well, I had to do it again. And, the second time I did it, it was, something short, but at least I was able to say it a couple of words. I wasn't looking at the camera, I didn't have it placed right, but I did it. And, with my ads and with my go lives, they have come a little bit better with repetition, doing it, time after time, without expecting perfection, just, me being myself.
Mhm. Yeah. I cannot relate to you with the live and actually the video. For me, like I saw that, my story, because I was hearing all the other people's stories, and then I was looking at mine. I said, oh, I don't think my story can connect with people, because I saw it like it was not impacting, compared to
Mhm.
the other ones. But later on, I realized that, like it doesn't matter, because there's gonna be someone who will connect with you, that is in the same situation as me. So I do relate to that to you. And for the lives, the same thing, like I didn't like to be in front of the camera. So um, I was scared when I started to do live recordings, and even now, sometimes um, not so much when I'm doing lives here, but when I'm outside. I still have that, like if people are watching me, what they're gonna say. So I still have those self doubts and self conscious thinking. What people are gonna. Sometimes I can overcome. Sometimes I think. So I think it's like it's practice. That I will be able to overcome that. So for that part, I need to practice more to be able to do. Um, for me, one time that make me uh, nearly stopped and made me doubt, like if I was doing the right thing, is when like along my journey, I was doing good, but then, I was seeing other people's results and I wasn't seeing that I didn't have any results. So then, those doubts starting to come.
Mhm.
And I was thinking, like those questions I just, am I, did I make the right decision? Um, am I doing, is this gonna work? All those doubt, even though, I know there is proof, there is we have so many people that have succeeded, that we just have to follow the blueprint. But, I got scared at that moment because I wasn't seeing anything. Um, but then, I kind of like reflected about my life, and then I realized, okay, you have been through something similar before, like for me, like in my industry, to be able to go up the ladder in my industry. So I say, you know what, just focus on the things that you can control, enjoy your journey, and then, everything else will fall when the time is right. But yes, I had the same, those self-doubt too, that was thinking on my mind. And I think everyone goes through that.
Yeah, it started at the
We
beginning.
just have to,
Mhm.
yeah, that's we just have to understand that. And once we do, then it's fine. Yes, we will have our moments
Oh
that we're
yeah.
gonna have that, but it's gonna be different because you already have the mindset. So you will
Mhm.
feel down a little bit, but then you're gonna bounce back.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so let's go to our second question. So, what daily habits or mindset practices have helped you consistently build confidence and show up authentically in your business?
Yeah, for the longest time, or for the beginning of my business, I didn't really have anything. I wasn't doing anything special, and maybe that's why I wasn't motivated. I wasn't really like in love with my business, because I felt like I was trying to observe and learn a lot, and I didn't feel like I was gaining anything. But not too long ago, I started doing three non-negotiables that have really helped me in the way I feel in the mornings. It gives me motivation. I feel inspired. I have a passion for my business. And these three things are, I start my day with gratitude. I really do. I get up, I do, my prayers. I know I have a lot of things, to be grateful for. So I do my list of 10 things that I'm grateful for. And that really gives me a good start of the day. And then I also either listen or read a book for at least 15 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes a day. And, that helps me a lot with that. And, one of the books that I have been reading that has really helped me for the longest time is The Magic. I don't know if you have read it. I've done it maybe, I don't know, this probably is my fourth time reading the book. And every time I read it, I'm like, I come across things that I didn't really understand or didn't really focus on the first time or the second time. And it has really shown me, that there's so much to be grateful for. Maybe I may be thinking, well, I'm not having the results I want to have, because we have results, but we see people having massive results, and so we want the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And that book has really shown me that I have to be grateful for the things that I have, and that whatever is for me is going to come at the right time. So those are some of my habits that I have. First thing in the morning, like start off with the right thing, with the right mentality, with the right energy, and I feel like every day I'm happy. I feel like something nice inside. Like it's like it keeps me going, and I feel good about my business, and I can come and talk, and I can do my lives, and I can create my content, and I'm staying really hooked in my business. I have my books, I have my journals, I have all my stuff around me all day, and I'm like, okay, you already did this, go to the next thing. So those are the things that has consistently helped me to build my confidence, because at the beginning I didn't have any. I was full of self-doubt, and just learning about all these different things and gaining skills has given me the confidence to know that I am enough, I can do this, I'm capable, and that how do you say it, uh, not being successful in this business is not an option for me. As long as I stay working on it, I will make it work. I will find a way to make it work, and I will get the massive results that I'm looking for. So,
Thank you for sharing. Yes. Um, yeah, I do. Well, we do have like Power Hour morning that I started to do, I think, at the beginning of this year, which is also helped me, with the mindset practices and building, that positivity in yourself, and your business. And also, especially, like I was a night owl. So I used to stay, like 2, 3 in the morning because I've been working like late nights, in my industry. So I'm so used to be awake late at night. So shifting from late night to early in the morning, that was hard at the beginning.
early
But
riser.
that's yes. But that's, like it makes the that you have to work on your mindset, you have to wake up, you have to do this, because like you mentioned, starting your day, with doing things that will make yourself thinking positive, it will set the tone for the rest of the day. So if you start with a positive attitude, the rest will fall, and be positive. So that's one of the reasons, we do the Power Hour morning to work on the positivity in your mind, also working on the mindset, because the mindset is another thing that we have to practice every day.
Hmm.
That's something that I learned in this business, because I thought that I had a strong mindset, and I had my first obstacles, and my mindset failed me, and that was one of the first lessons that I learned. So for me, like one of the things that I do, like when I'm working, is listening to audiobooks, or
Hmm.
positive content, or affirmations, things that will keep me positive, and have that resilience mindset. So I
Yeah,
do relate to.
having the right habits really matter, because instead of focusing on the limitations, you focus on possibilities. So
Yeah.
it's important to always be listening to the right things, reading the right books, and being surrounded with people that are gonna bring you that positive energy, that are gonna they have the same goals as you, instead of being surrounded with negativity, because that really drains you and it brings you down. Even if you are full of energy and you're positive and you're having a good day, surround yourself with three other people that are negative, and you're going to start feeling negative too. So you don't want that. You want to be surrounded with the people that are going to make you feel good. So it's good to have habits, that are going to help you focus on the possibilities, not on the limitations.
Yeah, that's right. They made an example analogy of that, putting, like some rotten fruits, and then one that was good, and they put it together with the other one, and then started to make the good one also bad. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
I
yes.
remember growing up, my mom always said, you got to watch your friends, because the people that you surround yourself with, that's who you become. And I was like, Mom, but I know better, you don't have to think like that. And now that I have my kids, I'm like, no, you got to find better friends, right? So I understand what she was trying to say.
Okay, let's go to the next question. So, how has overcoming your inner struggles and self doubt impacted not only your business success, but also your personal life?
Well, it's changed everything, uh, f- for me. before I didn't even realize how much I was living on autopilot. I don't know how many years I was like living the same cycle year after year, doing the same things. And I like I have mentioned before, I always thought like there's got to be a way, but I wasn't really looking into finding that way to make things change. And after I became mother, my life became even more stressful, because just thinking about the kids not being cared for the way I wanted to. It was hard for me, um, to really get out of that cycle that I was in. But since working on my self doubt and building this business, I discovered a new version of myself, somebody that I am in peace, somebody that I like, somebody that I love. And not only that, even my kids and my husband, they can really see the difference. Before I was doing this business, I was always irritated. Like they used to like just make any comment, I'll be like yelling at them, like, haha, because I was so tired. I was always tired. And now, I'm always like joyful, smiling, and trying to help them. And I even tell them when they make a negative comment, I'm like, no, you can't, don't say that. But before, I wasn't really focused on mindset, and I wasn't really thinking about positive. So all these struggles, that I had before, self-doubt and all that, has really change, because the person that I am now is not the same person that I was before. So this business has really helped me in my personal life and in my family life as well, because now, like I said, we have a better vibe in the house. It's like different.
Yeah. No, I do understand, especially, like, see, that's the thing, like, a lot of parents, they're working hard at their work, and when they come home, they're really tired, and many times, like, because you are tired, and or you have so much stress at work, when someone says something, you're like exploding, and then
Yeah.
you're hurting, even though you don't want to hurt the other person, but that's how
Mm-hmm.
you react towards them, and then you hurt them. Eventually, they understand that you're going through a lot of things at work, so they just leave you leave your space, to decide. But um, yeah, that's why, like, this business allows you to have a better work life balance, where you can have that um, good relationship with
Mm-hmm.
your family, and it makes a huge difference. Yeah. And I think the other thing, like you mentioned, we, like, when we started to where we are right now, there's a lot of changes, and like you mentioned, sometimes we don't see it, but other people that are around us, or they haven't seen it for a while, and they see us, like, oh my God, you have changed, you're not the same as before. um, so that also, this business has made a huge impact, um, because we have so much training, right? We're working on the mindset and self
Mm-hmm.
development. We starting to know, okay, what are the things that, like, I'm lacking, that I need to work on. Um, and the first thing is recognizing those.
Mm-hmm.
And after you recognize, and then what are you gonna do about it to fix that problem? Um, so, for example, me being a night owl to become an early riser, I had to force myself, to be able to become an early riser. It wasn't easy. It was a struggle, at the
Yeah.
beginning, but it's getting easier now for me, to be able to wake up earlier, like 5 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, it was hard. It was a transition. It took me some time, and I was lucky that, like, I trained first with my mentee, and because she's an early riser and I was a night owl, so I had to wake up early. So she kind of like helped me on that. So I was helping her, but she was helping me too. And then eventually, I started to do the power hour mornings, which also help us, more, to meditate in the morning, visualize, and then also learning, about doing some exercise, because there was some exercise also, because you need to be awake. And you wake up early in the morning, you're a little bit sleepy, so you want to make sure that you pump your energy. But yeah, um it's it really has made an impact, all this, in a lot of people, not only on us, but in a lot of people in the community.
Yeah, I'm very mindful now about things. Um, before I heard negative comments or just saying like, why am I so dumb, or no, I can't do this. And it was like normal, right, for me. But now when my kids say, I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that. You can't do it. Don't say that. Like my son likes to say, like, I'm not a public speaking person, mom. Every time I have to do a project and I have to present, like the words don't come out of my mouth. I'm just not good at that. I'm like, you just have to practice, and then you'll do it right. But don't say that you're not. But now with this business and with all the things that we're surrounded with, and focusing on mindset and really doing the things in the morning, starting your day with the things that you're grateful for and all that has really helped me. And now I'm focused on really growing, and I'm dreaming big. I'm dreaming big because I know that I can achieve those things now. It's like unlocking a different dimension. I don't know if that's the thing, but that's how I feel. I'm like, I found Isabel. Where has she been? She was lost. And so now I even speak more to people. Before I didn't really like to speak. I was always like walking, like, oh, don't look at anybody because they're going to talk to you. But now I'm like, I'm okay. I'm like, hi, good morning, how are you? If I go somewhere, I always open the door for the other person, and I'm always trying to be helpful. Just being thankful for what I have, but actually not keeping it to myself and saying, it's not that I have a lot, it's just that I have enough. I have enough. And I have a lot because I have health, because I have family, because we have love, because we're united. And so the other things don't really matter when you have all that, because with that you can have happiness, and you can have a fulfilling life. But when I go anywhere and I try to be helpful with people, and a lot of times people don't even acknowledge you because they're so stressed and they're so like into their whatever it is that they're dealing with. And so I feel bad for them because they remind me of the person I used to be. And I'm like, I feel bad because I know how it is to have that kind of life, where you're always under so much pressure, so much stress, and like mentally, physically drained. It's like something else. And something else that I like about this business is the fact that, I have my life has become more grounded to God, to the Most High, and I'm so connected to prayer and everything. So yes, I think that it has helped me in every area of my life, honestly.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree with you too. Um, okay, so we have arrived to the end, unless you want to add something else. No,
No,
okay.
no, we're fine.
So we have arrived to the end of our lives. So thank you, Isabel, for sharing, your journey, because this can inspire, a lot of people that going through that, and then how they can overcome all this. So giving those little tools to overcome and become a better person. So thank you for sharing that. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. We had one tonight, so it's already passed, but you can catch the replay. So when you register into our emails or websites that are here, sorry, websites, you will receive an email that will contain the link to the replay so you can watch the replays for today. And also there is another link to register for the live webinar, which we have every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So that link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, so one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. In addition to that, we also invite you to our exclusive private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and also more information about the business. Now, on the webinar, you probably find out, okay, so what am I going to see on the webinar? On the webinar, you'll find out how our online business plan works. And also you get to hear from testimonials from members of our community, which in this case, we're going to show you in a couple of minutes. So they're going to be sharing, or they shared tonight, why they started their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who were the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar.
Okay, Sandy, I can do so. So today on our webinar, we had Merlita as our host. She's a manual osteopath. Okay, I think I said it right this time. Taylor is a registered nurse and she's also an ER nurse. Jennifer is a school bus driver. And Karen is a former wedding planner.
Yes, we also have Ashley, a construction manager, and we have Chital, an educator. We have Kelly, an ex-principal recruiter in MNC. So if, as you see, we have different walks of life, different professions that all decided to take that leap of faith to change their life and their family's life. So our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic, and our replays has subtitles in several languages. Okay, we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, also thank you. To our followers, we want to say thank you for being here with us in this journey, for engaging with our content, and for believing in us. For those who doesn't follow us, you can follow us up here on the top to get to know us a little bit more, who we are and what type of content we post, and more information about the business. We do have some like emojis here from Ceci Matama and Jeff Sarom. So thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
comments, and thank you for watching. Um, So, if you like the topic that we share with you today and hearing the journey of Isabel, and you want to learn more about the business, how it works, or you have questions, please put it in the comment and we can send you reply to the comment, or you can send us a private message and then we're going to answer your questions. Saying that, we want to say thank you to everyone. Well, for those who have are still on Thursday, for whatever is left for Thursday, happy and blessed Thursday. And for those who are on Friday already, happy and blessed Friday to you all. And happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone.
Yes,
So
yes.
thank you again. Thank you, Isabel, again for being here and sharing your journey with us and the audience.
Thank you so much for having me, Sandy.
Thank you. So until the next episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. So tomorrow we're going to have another one. So stay tuned. It's going to be happening at 12:30 p.m. PST, and that's 3:30 p.m. EST. So stay
Mhm.
tuned for that one. We're going to have another topic and another guest. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night. And thank you for watching. God bless you all.
Bye. Thank you.